D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'll go in. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to give some shots out to the early birds, starting with dun, dun, dun. Triple Darkness, stay active. What up? Theodore second and none. What it do, Shreveport? Gerald Jarvis. What's up? Crypto Chad. What it do? African Pride. Real talk, huh? Mr. Jim Life. What up? What up, Trenton, New Jersey? Shout out to Reddy Red. Prince Johnny C. What's up? Esther Miller. Amon Williams. What it do? Yeah, fam. That I'm going down takes on a whole new meaning, huh? You mentioned Mary J. Blige, but Mary J. Blige didn't sing that originally. Originally, that song was sung by Rose Royce. I'm going down. Y'all remember that? Baby. Yeah, I'm going down. Ooh-wee, man. So many songs you can sing right now with the way people getting popped left and right. Live, 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 live. It's crazy out here, man. The trip part about it is when you have people that, get caught up in these type of situations that could have easily been avoided. In fact, all of these, just about every situation you can think of can be avoided if people just treated people like they want to be treated, right? But then you got to be careful with that statement because some people like being treated like trash. Some people actually like being abused. They like getting hit. Some people like conflict. Some people like being misused. So you got to be careful with that statement. But in general, if people treated people like they wanted to be treated, we wouldn't have 99% of the problems that we have. Just a lot of disrespect on all levels that go on in this country on a daily basis. Just a lot of disrespect. And the trip part about it is that everybody want to be respected, but nobody wants to respect anything, right? This guy, Eric Adams. Eric Adams is what my grandmother might call a jigaboo. Eric Adams is one of the worst of the worst. He was sitting so high and mighty about a year ago, passing all types of policies to hurt Black people. I mean, passing anti-Black policies, just straight up. You can't even call it nothing else. Anti-Black policies, left and right. And this guy, he did it with a sense of pride. He smiled the whole time while doing it. He always had a few Black people in the back cheering him on, making it seem as if they lended some type of credibility to what he was doing. One of the worst of the worst. And now Eric Adams has gotten his N-word wake-up call. See, it always happens, fam. I mean, it always happens. They try to assimilate, they try to get whatever they can for themselves, and they don't care what happened to anybody else. They just throw their own people under the bus. They will. Remember back in the days of slavery, where they would have slaves who would they used to control other slaves. And they would have slaves, they would give them a whip and allow them to beat other slaves. They would, allow them to violate the bodies of other slaves in every which way that you can imagine. And they would do this like right out in the open in front of everybody, right? And all of those uncivilized mutts who participated in that, in the degradation of their own people, they were rewarded sometimes with just a smile, a nod, a head nod. It wouldn't really get anything special. They wouldn't get freedom out of it. They wouldn't get no freedom. But anything that they could get just so that massa could ease up on them just a little bit. Even if they got bust upside the head just once a week instead of once a day, they was happy. They would trade that off. They would trade off their dignity. They would trade off their respect and humanity towards other enslaved people. Eric Adams is one of those dudes. I feel nothing for him. I mean, absolutely nothing. See, one might say, damn, well, Willie D, why you care so much, man? You ain't from New York. You don't live in New York. Why you care? First of all, my daughter lives in New York, so I care about what's going on in New York. But even before my daughter lived in New York, I care because I got good friends who live in New York. So I have a personal connection to New York. It's not just another city. It's not just a major city to me. I care about the climate in New York. I care about the crime rate in New York. It hit differently because it affects people that I know personally. I don't really know anybody in Alaska, but there's crime in Alaska. I don't know why they don't never show crime in Alaska. Y'all ever think about that? They never show the crimes that happen in Alaska. What's that about? There's something behind that. We'll figure it out. But they never show crimes in Alaska. And you best believe that Alaska is located in America. And there is no place in America, no state in America that is not affected by crime. And I'm talking about rampant crime. So this guy's mansion that is owned by the city, it's the mayor's mansion. It was raided today. FBI went up in there and grabbed some things. Came on out. Went by there now. They went about a dozen deep. Went up in there and got some stuff and came out. There's a link, there's a video on my Instagram that's actually showing the raid if you want to see it. My Instagram is Willie D Live. The mayor has been charged, formally charged. He was indicted on yesterday, but he's been formally charged today. They hit him with 5 charges. Here are the charges: conspiracy to commit wire fraud, federal program bribery, and to receive campaign contributions by foreign nationals. Wire fraud, solicitation of a contribution by a foreign national, solicitation of a contribution by a foreign national, and bribery. Those are the 5 charges. Eric is strongly denying any wrongdoing. In a defiant press conference on yesterday, he asked that New Yorkers wait to hear a defense before making any judgments. His administration is reeling from multiple high-level resignations and at least 4 federal probes. Prominent voices from New York and national political circles called on Eric Adams to resign last night. The FBI searched his home, Gracie Mansion, and this morning, according to a video from WNBC, NBC News, and multiple people familiar with the matter. He was accosted by a heckler as soon as he approached the podium today. The dude is trying to make connection with black folks. See, he got all the black folks behind him now. I just posted the video on my Instagram. He's doing his press conference and he got all the black people standing behind him. That's how they do. They throw their own kind under the bus for a few coins, and when the heat come down, they go scurrying straight to black folks. They run straight to black society. They start calling up all the black activists, calling the black politicians. Can you help me? They's over here hurting me. They's trying to lock me up. What's we gonna do about this? Can you help me? Come out acting like they've been for us the whole time. Nah, man. Nah. Those anti-black policies caught up with them now. Check this out. Let's be clear. He's not being punished because of how he treated black folks. He's being punished because he stepped on somebody's toe. Somebody who had a big toe. A toe that's bigger than the normal big toe. That's what he did. That's why he's being indicted. He's not being indicted because he did something crooked. Politicians do crooked stuff all the time. There's politicians right now who ain't never faced criminal charges for nothing, but they've been committing crimes since they've been in office for the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years. So it ain't about that either. It's about crossing the wrong person. That's when they jam you up, when you cross the wrong one. Let's look at it on a grander scale. When you think about when America, anytime America goes over to another country and so-called help liberate the country. And sometimes they oust the president by forcing them into exile, or they'll oust them by straight up knocking them off, right? Then they come in with aid and all that kind of stuff, right? But they'll say they're doing this because the leader is treating his people. They use the same play over and over and over again. It's never just the leader is a bad person. The leader did this or that. It's always he did his people wrong. He treating the people wrong. The people are suffering. It's always the people are suffering. It's always under the rules of the people suffering. So we're going to liberate them. And then next thing you know, America then set up shop in that country. Prior to them going over there, those people have been running their country the same way for hundreds of years. And America ain't never intervened. They ain't never did nothing about it. But the moment there's some friction, there's some real stuff going on behind the scenes, now all of a sudden this guy's a bad person. He got to go. And this is why we need to go over there and get him. What I want to know is, why ain't nobody came over here and got a U.S. president? Why ain't nobody ever came over here and ousted the U.S. president for all of the mistreatment that go on over here every day? Especially with black folks. But overall, Americans kill like no other country. They kill each other like no other group of people. The government executes innocent people. They just executed Marcellus Williams, an innocent man that there was overwhelming proof of his innocence. Overwhelming proof. So much proof that the prosecuting office said that they had it wrong. They got it wrong. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? The prosecuting office said, we got it wrong. The man is innocent. And those uncivilized mutts in Missouri still killed him. So it ain't about right, fam. It ain't about right. It ain't about that. It's about people doing what they want to do. Elites doing what they want to do. And everybody else getting in line. And if you cross that line, they're going to make up something on you. They're going to first try to send somebody in to infiltrate your circle and maybe get you to voluntarily do something illegal, something unethical. Or they're going to just straight up make something up on you. And they're going to make it stick. That's the game, man. That's the game. I told y'all too much really on this internet. I already told y'all too much. I'm really, what I'm saying, putting a target on myself by even telling y'all all this. But that's the game. I would feel like less of a man if I wasn't straight up with y'all, though. If I can't just, there's a lot more I'll never just say on this internet. I ain't gonna never say, but I'm just saying, just to say that much, I would feel like less than a man if I didn't. I got one life to live. I'm gonna live it like a man. I just got one life. That's it. I don't get another one. I don't get to, live like, abroad and then die and say, well, next time I'm gonna come back stronger. I'm gonna be a punk this time around, but next time, boy, I'm gonna be hard. I'm gonna be real with it. I'm gonna be solid. I'm gonna have some integrity. I'm gonna be a man of valor. Only got one life. Only got one time around. That's it. That's it. And I'm gonna live it standing on 10. Eric Adams wanted to be in the in crowd. He wanted to assimilate. He thought he could assimilate and do exactly what them other people was doing and there not be any consequences. In other words, he forgot he was black. He probably broke all the mirrors in his house. So he forgot he was black. Probably had been walking around with some really, really dark shades on and he couldn't see himself. He couldn't see the color of his skin. Not understanding, even in politics, there's two separate codes of conduct, even in politics. Barack Obama was far from perfect. He was a politician in the United States of America. He was a president in the United States of America who had to follow a specific agenda that America has. You're going to follow that agenda or something's going to happen to you. The biggest difference between him and Donald Trump is their IQs and their decorum. That's the biggest difference. Their IQs and their decorum and their tact. That's pretty much it. IQ, decorum, tact. Barack Obama, polished, educated, great speaker, say all the right things publicly, understood discernment. Donald Trump, uncouth, trailer trash, say anything. Divider and conqueror. But make no mistake, both of them had to follow that agenda. There is an agenda, and that agenda must be followed. And you mess around and get that power, and you think you don't have to follow the agenda, you're going to find out the hard way, like Eric. You're going to have memes of you out here crying, looking like a fool. He did it to himself. He took care of illegal immigrants and showed them more love than he showed his own people. And he was proud of it. He hurt the schools in New York, the black schools, of course. He hurt job opportunities. He made the divide between public trust and law enforcement wider. The dude is just a horrible person. And I feel nothing for him. If you really want to know what this dude is about, ask the people in New York City, ask the black people in New York City. Now, you know it's bad when black folks got a black mayor, because we want to love on our mayor. We want to support our black mayor. We want to support a brother or a sister that's doing it the right way, that's out there taking care of business, handling business, and not doing us dirty. Look, fam, we ain't even asking for no favors. We're just asking to be treated fairly. We're not even asking for favors. We've been done dirty so long in this country. We're not even asking for favors. We just saying, give us the same consideration you give them other folks. Show us the same amount of respect that you show those other people. So now this dude is out here. He on a press run. He crying. He got a. I don't think I ever seen that many black people standing behind him at a press conference. He went out of his way to distance himself. But lately, like I said, he been going around doing black podcasts. He did the Breakfast Club, and I knew it was a setup. I knew he was trying to get in front of that ball. He was trying to get in front of the ball because he knew it was people all around him going down. People was resigning left and right. They was getting indicted left and right. And he knew it was only a matter of time before they closed in on him. So he was trying to get out in front of the ball, talking this black talk. Now all of a sudden, I'm a bald black man with wearing an earring that was dyslexic and I was this, I was that. He's just trying to throw all of the grounded type things that he could put out there to make people feel some type of connection. Talking about he was dyslexic. I was dyslexic. I was this. I was that. Yeah, right. I called it. I called it. I called it, fam. This dude, Eric Adams, have been a sucker on every level. On every single time he went up a notch, he was a bigger sucker. So what I say is, why is he standing in front of all these black folks? Where are the illegal immigrants? Where is their support? That's who we need to be standing in front of. That's who he took care of. He took care of the illegal immigrants. So that's who he should be standing in front of right now. That's who should have his back right now. And the trip part about it is, what I don't like is how easily these black people who was just talking down on him yesterday, who was just saying how horrible he was, how they just allowed this dude to call him and ask them to come look after him, to come have his back. And how they just immediately just switched it up, how they have just allowed themselves to be used. It's disgusting. You can't play me like that, man. You're going to have to keep that same energy. Whatever we was, that's what it's going to be. Whatever we was, that's what it's going to be. We can get all the way down to death. I'm not, see, some of y'all, man, y'all be like, well, you know, man, he dead now, man, so it don't really matter no more. Yeah, it don't matter no more, but I ain't finna switch it up. It don't matter, but I'm not switching it up. Keep that same energy. And when it's my time, I want people to keep that same energy. Don't give me no break. You ain't cut for me then. Don't try to cut for me now. You ain't acknowledged my contributions to hip hop when I was alive. Don't try to start talking about how cold I was in death. Don't go back and listen to them lyrics and say, damn, I ain't know. I didn't, whoa, I didn't know he did that. I didn't know he said that. Now, keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. Look at this dude, fam. Look at all them black people behind him. That's how they do. They run straight to the black. They run straight to the black folks when they get in a jam. Straight to the black folks when they get in a jam. They're very strategic. Even when they are doing something against their own people, they always put a couple of black folks behind them so it can make it seem like they are for black folks too. This is how they rock. This guy passed anti-black policy his entire time in office. I mean, he didn't skip a beat. He was like the local version, the mayor version. He's like the mayoral version of Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas never missed an opportunity to vote against the interests of black folks. He would go out of his way to do so. Eric Adams is the same person. And here's the deal, fam. I take no joy out of seeing anybody get arrested and charged with crimes, just on a GP. I don't really take any joy out of that, but it's especially when it comes to black men. And then especially on top of that, when it comes to black men who have carved out a name for themselves and put themselves in the history books. I definitely don't take any joy in that. I absolutely hate to even have to speak on something like that. But I got to call a strike and a ball a ball. This dude right here deserves all the smoke. He deserves all the smoke. The mayor says that he was not surprised by the indictment. He told reporters on Thursday outside of his home that he expected this. He said, "This did not surprise us that we reached this day. Now it's us. At first it was me, 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 me. Now it's us." Check it out, fam. Boy, they cold with them words. This did not surprise us that we reached this day. And I asked New Yorkers to wait to hear our defense before making any judgments. In about 30 minutes, we are going to hear a story about a case that's in front of us. The story will come from the federal prosecutors, and I asked to wait and hear our side to this narrative. He said that he would continue to take care of the city. My day-to-day will not change. I will continue to do the job for 8.3 million New Yorkers that I was elected to do. He went on to say that it was a painful day and he looked forward to defending himself and defending the people of the city as he's done throughout his entire professional career. I don't know who the heckler was, but shouts out to that heckler who called him out as an anti-Black mayor. Again, fam, I don't know who the heckler was, but shouts out to the heckler. I ain't got no problem with that. Let that sucker have it. Let him have it. Let him have it. Yeah, fam. This is how they get down. That's what they do right there, fam. You see that? Look at it. Look at it. See, when he don't need Black people, that's what the people standing behind him look like. That's typical. They always put a couple of Blacks in there, to make it kind of look like he got universal support. He have a diverse support. But this is what it looks like when he need Black folks. That's what it looks like when they need Black folks. That's what they look like. This is when he don't need Black folks. He don't care nothing about what you think, what you say. He don't care nothing about your opinion. He don't care nothing about what you're going through. He talking for them people in the back of him. But when he need you, now you can stand behind him. Now you can have his back. Now you can stand up on the stage with him. Now you can introduce him and you can speak after he speaks. Sometimes, in order for a Black person to do something that has never been done before, they have to be willing to sell out. They have to be willing to be a total sellout. They have to be void of dignity. And they have to be willing to live in denial, to sleep through it. Sometimes, in order to get certain positions, you're not going to get that certain position unless they vetted you and you've been signed, sealed, delivered as a C rhymes with moon. Clarence Thomas. They vetted him real well. I mean, he's never turned his back on white supremacy. He has been consistent. I'm talking about a career coconut. Career. He has been consistent on every level. All skin folk and kin folk. This dude Mayor Eric Adams looks black, he thinks white, and he's focused on green. So now we get down to the nitty gritty. He took the key to the city from Diddy. Damn, I wasn't trying to rhyme. Yeah, I know some of y'all saying that. Oh man, you always trying to rhyme something. I was not trying to rhyme just now. I was not trying to rhyme. This just goes to show you it's in my blood. It's in my blood. I wasn't even trying to do it. But he took the key to the city from Diddy. And now they're about to take the key to the city from him. Just last year, I believe, him and Diddy stood on the podium. They stood on stage. He was giving Diddy the key to the city. Boom. Then in Midtown, Manhattan, eyes of the world on him. And now, about a year later, both of them have been indicted. It's going down, fam, but make no mistake, these arrests are selective. So this dude has been accused of taking money from Turkish officials, funneling the money through his campaign. Why would you do that, man? Why would you do that? The moment you step into that, the moment you start running for mayor, if you start thinking about running for mayor, they're already looking at your stuff. They pulled him over. They pulled his car over, fam. FBI pulled his car over, told his driver to hop out. They hopped in and seized his cell phones. This was before the arrest. Before the indictment. So they've been investigating him for 10 months. collecting evidence, talking to witnesses. He going to jail. The trip part about it is for New Yorkers, they got to shuffle the deck again because they ain't guaranteed to get rid of this sucker and not end up with somebody worse than him. How did he get in the first place? His record preceded him. They already knew what he was about. I guess they didn't have enough votes. Or maybe they didn't realize how dangerous he was. But he has been nothing but a big old stain on New York since he got into office. KRB. Well, since you said it, let me go ahead on and address you. Stop knocking on this man while he is down. I couldn't stand him, but seeing the feds do their witch hunt, I not supporting that. And he always was with black folks. Man, I don't know who you think you talking to, but I've been following dude the entire time. I was following him when he was a cop. So I don't know who you think you're talking to, but I ain't no regular dude who just popping up talking. I studied his record. I've been studying him. I've been watching his every move for years. So I don't know who you think you're talking to. Another thing is this. Do not ever come on my platform and tell me what to do. It's not going to work out well for you. This is my platform. I talk about what I want to talk about. You have the option to listen or leave. It's very simple. All you gotta do is do this. Hit that button, boom, you're out. It's simple. I ain't got no people pulling up on people with guns and stuff telling them to subscribe to my channel, watch my videos. Ain't nobody pulling out guns out, you know. Ain't nobody doing none of that. So you better know how I get down around here, partner. Like, I'm not fazed by people who make threats, people who try to shame me for my viewpoints. I'm not fazed by none of that type of stuff. I'm gonna give you some news you can use, some information and instructions to help you navigate through this wild, crazy, beautiful world, and you can take it or leave it. But what you can't do is tell me what to talk about. And and here's another thing. An enemy is an enemy to me. I don't care what your color is. An enemy is an enemy. Just like a friend is a friend. A friend is a friend. I do not care what your color is. A friend is a friend. Likewise, I don't care what your color is. An enemy is an enemy. And I kick enemies when they're down. I kick them when they're down. That's the best time to kick them. I mean, I don't kick a man when he's down. That's the best time to kick him. It's easy to kick him when he's down. No, it don't even take that much effort. You just walk along, you just be walking and just, you know. But trying to kick somebody when they're standing, you got to exert a little bit more energy. You know, got to raise your leg up a little bit higher. You know what I'm saying? They might be moving around. Now you gotta try to catch them with the perfect kick. No, man. The perfect time to kick somebody is when they're down. To kick an enemy is when they're down. If he was a righteous dude, if he was a good dude, I would not do this to him. If he was a good dude, if he had done right by his people, I wouldn't put him on blast. Nah, because I do know that there are witch hunts out there that they exercise on a daily basis. I understand that. I know that they target Black people for failure, especially and when once you become successful, you become a bigger target. So I understand that. I understand that. So I would not go out of my way to try to just, disparage a brother. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go out of my way to disparage anybody, but especially a brother, because I know that they target us for failure. So I wouldn't do that. But make no mistake, an enemy is an enemy. And Eric Adams is not like us. So I feel nothing. I don't care what happened to him. Sandra D, what up? Spicy Red, Narrow Road Traveler. What's up, Mike B? Princess Adello, Lyric. What's up, Lyric? You Jax. D-Lane Senior, the land transportation specialist. Well, that sounds like somebody getting money right there. That sounds like money. The land transportation specialist. Put specialist on anything, you sound like money, but transportation specialist? Yeah, man. Go get the money. Go get the money. Pamela Godson. What's up? Is that Godson or Godson? I'm thinking that's Godson. I don't think I ever heard that last name before. Pamela Godson. African Pride. What's up? Jugu Jugu. Justin Bram. What's up? Yeah, fam, you ain't going to be able to do me wrong or do my people wrong. And then when something happened to you bad, I'm going to show empathy or mercy. You got the wrong person. There's people out there that will do that. There are people out there that, hey, leave it alone, man. The man already hurting. He already going through something. Just let it be, man. Nah, you can do it. Do it. If it makes you sleep good, do it. But I'm not doing it. That ain't how I rock. Eric Adams worked hard to earn these shots he getting right now. He worked hard to be put on blast. He worked hard for that. So I'm going to give him exactly what he deserves. All the disrespect that I can conjure up. He worked hard for this. He worked hard for this disrespect. Miss Jazzy is in the building. What's up, Miss Jazzy? He jumped out there. First of all, he treated our people dirty, treated his own people dirty, did his own people dirty for years. And he did it with a smile, all while trying to assimilate and ascend to the top of the dominant society. He did it with a smile. Now that he's in a jam, he's scurrying back to the black side, trying to get some help, trying to find some protection any way he can. And I'm here to tell you that it don't matter how many of them jokers stand behind him. He going to jail. He got too much opposition. He fighting too much now. He got to fight the government, and he got to fight all those black people he took a dump on. He ain't getting through that. And ain't nobody gonna waste their resources trying to spring him free either once he go down. Let me put this thing on. Should have been on silent. Yeah, nobody's going out of their way to spring him free once he goes down. Talking about he gonna continue to serve the city. His ass is about to resign. I can guarantee you by next week he's going to resign. Y'all can come back and play this video. And just so you know, it's at the 57:35 mark that I said it. He's going to resign next week. By next week, he'll resign. Might be tomorrow, but he's going to resign by next week. All that talking, I know all those political points people be making, man. I know all that old political rhetoric. I'm totally familiar with all of it. I can spot it from a mile away. Everybody around him going to jail. Everybody around him resigning. Boy, got a whole administration full of criminals, just like Trump had. Whole administration full of criminals. If you're just not joining, fam, these are the charges in front of New York Mayor Eric Adams. Conspiracy to commit wire fraud, federal program bribery, and to receive campaign contributions by foreign nationals, wire fraud, solicitation of a contribution by a foreign national, solicitation of a contribution by a foreign national, and bribery. He obviously denied the charges in his defiant press conference to New Yorkers, saying that he wanted them to wait to hear their defense. Wait to hear our defense before making any judgments. Now, partner, I don't need to hear no defense. I don't care what they do to you. I don't need to hear the charges either. I don't need to hear the charges or the defense. I just know you need to get up out of that office. You need to get up out of that seat. I just know that New Yorkers don't like you. At least not the ones who look like you. And that says a lot when you're in position of power and the people who look like you don't like you. What does that tell you? That tells anybody that you're not doing anything for your own kind. Again, fam, this is what his press conference looks like when he's throwing black folks under the bus and he's ignoring black folks. This is what his press conference looks like when he needs black folks. When he needs some help, this is what it looks like. Yeah, I'm doing bad. I need y'all to help me out now. I want to know, can I count on you? Can I count on you, sister? Can I count on you, brother? I thank you. I just want to let you know to the bottom of my heart how much I thank you. And I just thank you. As soon as he gets what he wants, you ain't going to hear from him again. I bet you most of the people standing behind him right now has never met him before. I bet you they couldn't get him on the phone. I bet they can get him on the phone now. He thought he could do what them folks do. He thought he could actually do his own people dirty, look out for folks who ain't even from this country, and get away with it. He thought he was going to ride off in the sunset like some of the others have done. But he forgot one little detail. Use the black, boy. Use black. So you're going to be under scrutiny. You're going to be a target. They're going to be watching your every move. So let me tell y'all once again, all y'all people out there who are thinking about running for elected offices, let me tell you something. You should absolutely do it if you think you can do the job. You should absolutely do it first and foremost. And salute to you for, the work that you're going to put in. But let me tell you something. You better not take that money under the table. You better not do nothing inappropriate with those funds, because they will find out. They will find out. I'm specifically talking to you black folks, because if you some of them they can get away with it, depending on who you are. You can get away with it, right? But if you black, there's always a sense of you shouldn't be in that position. It's always somebody you shouldn't be there. Anybody but black. Let me show you how cold the game is. In Houston, we got 19 black judges, I think about 5-6 years ago. 5 years, no, it wasn't that long ago. So it would have been about 3.5-4 years ago. 19 black women ran for judgeships. Every last one of them won. This time around, as they always do, they try to move the goalposts, change policy, change the laws so that it could affect their the voting districts, right? You had Republicans filing, and these were all Democratic judges. You had Republicans filing lawsuits left and right, trying to get those women taken off the bench, even after years after they were serving, trying to get them taken off the bench, trying to discredit them, trying to question their credentials, all kinds of stuff, right? Lawsuits after lawsuits after lawsuits. You know what the Democratic Party did? Nothing. The Democratic Party is supposed to be there to defend them vehemently, because those seats are supposed to be worth something to them. So they want a Democrat in that seat. So it is true, while it is true, they want a Democrat, that Democratic Party wants a Democrat in that seat. If that Democrat cannot be controlled by the party, and that Democrat is black, they would rather have a white Republican. That's right. I said it. I told y'all, man, I'm gonna give you some information and instructions to help you navigate through this wild, crazy, beautiful world. And every single time you come here, I'm gonna give you some news you can use. Every single time. I ain't got no time to waste, so I ain't gonna waste y'all time. That's how cold the game is. That's how cold the game is. The Democrats, if they cannot control a black candidate, if they cannot control a black person who is holding public office, if they can't control their black Democrat, they would rather have a white Republican replace him. So if the Republican Party come for you, they're going to sit back and watch the action. They're not going to provide the resources. You got to call them to the carpet. You got to put them on blast. That's how they get down. And that's how they maintain white supremacy. At the end of the day, that white supremacy is more important than anything. Both sides benefit from it. Democrats and Republicans. Remember that. Miss Jazzy is in the building. What's up, Miss Jazzy? Mike Nice, Beyond Compare. Lou, Brianna. The hypocritical cynic. That's funny. That is funny. Hey, this is actually worth sharing, fam. This is worth sharing. I read his charges. He is being charged with being a politician. Real talk, man. Real talk. Damn. Being charged with being a politician. Yeah, man. Yeah. That's exactly what he's being charged with. Being a politician. Again, the charges for New York Mayor Eric Adams include conspiracy to commit wire fraud, federal program bribery, and to receive campaign contributions by foreign nationals. Wire fraud, solicitation of a contribution by a foreign national, solicitation of a contribution by a foreign national, and bribery. So 2 charges of solicitation of a contribution by a foreign national. Didn't Donald Trump get caught up in something like that where he was accepting contributions from Putin or something like that? Prominent people in New York and national political circles are calling for Eric Adams to resign. Make no mistake about it, fam. He will resign. He will absolutely resign. The cold part is you're not guaranteed the people, the city of New York, the people of New York is not guaranteed to get a better mayor. It's kind of like, you're playing cards and you shuffle a deck. You might get a better hand. You might get a similar hand, or you might get an even worse hand. Now, I will say this, fam. Like every New Yorker and every American, Eric Adams he's afforded the presumption of innocence. He's entitled to that, the presumption of innocence. Personally, I don't give a damn one way or the other how it go. I don't care how he go. He's a trash mayor. He is dumpster juice. So whatever they do to him, that's what they do to him. He worked hard to not have any support, especially from his own people. He worked hard to earn that. I say to the people of New York, to the Black citizens of New York, when that joker call you and anybody try to ask you to support that fool, you tell them for him to get that support from the people he supported. Go get that support from all them people that you supported. Because I ain't got nothing over here for you but some pain and heartache. That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all joining the live. Until next time, no more talk.